It's Morphin Mania time. I am Captain Logan, and right next to me is Eric. And my normal co-host, here he is again, DJ.
What's up?
We're here to watch and talk about a couple of episodes I barely remember. Well, that's not true. Spitflower has the whole thing with Kimberly's float, where she gets like really upset when her float gets messed up. So look forward to that. A couple of real minor, not great episodes. Strap in. Eric's back. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. We have been recording all night. We've got a lot of folks that have been here with us a lot of the evening. Baron OKC says, you're giving me a reason not to do my Dante Inferno paper. Thank you, Cap. Sure, no problem.
I assume that paper's on the video game.
Challenge
Maybe
accepted,
the
Eric.
Film.
I'm going to write a paper on the film.
You should write a paper on the animated film tie-in to Dante's Inferno.
Okay, sure. Still looking for that video that will get 0 views. Thomas Edgehill, hi, Eric. Hi, Cap. Hi, DJ. Hi. And let's go ahead and jump right into it. So if you're watching this after the fact, of course, you're going to want to pull up your Netflix, your DVD, however you want to watch it. Get it to episode 24, The Spitflower. Make sure you're watching that one. Get ready to press play when I say now. If you're watching live, you can just go to the Rabbit Room in the description, and you can watch the exact stream that we are all checking out. Back Studio says, yo, what's happening, Eric?
Not a lot. I just got off work.
Yeah, real nice of Eric to jump in right after work. Okay, here we go. Jeffrey Patron, Cap reviews spoons. Maybe that video will get no views. I don't know. I think people will assume there's some kind of tick tie-in.
Or a sequel to Dan's review of forks.
Yeah, the thing is,
right.
The thing is, when you do dumb things, people are more inclined to click on it. Like that's the thing. It's like trying to come up with a dumb character that Marvel won't give a book. Like every time you think of a character, like, no, I can see Marvel give it. Like they gave a book to Squirrel Girl. They'll give a book to and Doof. There is literally no character you can think of that Marvel won't just give a book. It's like that. Like I think anything you think of where it's like, well, maybe if I did a review of a picture frame, people are gonna be like, well, what's that like?
Yeah. Sometimes I want to do videos like that because I know people will be intrigued. Like that's 1,000 view yeah, Cap in a picture frame. That's 1,000 view video.
Yeah. I'm
not promising it's good, but it's weird. It's avant-garde. All right, let's go ahead and get into this, folks. Jeffrey, Cap quickly review Legion. No one will watch. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Okay, Spitflower, episode 24. Everybody, please press play right now. So, Eric, when we had Jason earlier, we asked him to do a commentary on the intro all by himself.
Yeah.
And he just did a color commentary like it was football. He's like, and Rita comes out at a dumpster, and there's the Zordon head. And now Alpha's pushing a button.
That's like the worst commentary tracks in the '90s, where like we didn't know that people didn't know what they were supposed like. What's the Ever the Vampire? He's just the director telling you what's happening on screen. And see, he's becoming a vampire, but like because he thinks he wants it, but later he's not gonna want it because it's a curse, and he doesn't understand that yet. I'm like, yeah, I'm watching the movie, man.
David, I'm not reviewing I Am Legion. I'm not doing it.
Legend.
He won't let it go.
No, I said it on purpose. He keeps making fun of me about it.
Okay.
I just don't care.
There probably is a movie called I Am Legion.
I mean, I'd much rather review that than Legion. It is a better movie than Legion through and through, even though the third act is awful.
There's a video to be made with The Last Man on Earth, Omega Man, and I Am Legend as a... There's certainly a video there.
I bet somebody's done that.
I'm
but
sure.
Yeah, that's
and probably
absolutely
comparing it to the short story as well.
Sure, yeah. Oh, hi, Ernie. Hi.
Nice hat, Tommy.
It's the 90s.
It is the 90s.
He's the cool one.
I wish we could get a memo to certain people just now that it's not the 90s. I see people dressed like that with a hat like that all the time.
Are they all 50?
No. A lot of them are like in their 30s.
Oh, somebody in my work on Wednesday, he wasn't dressed up for Halloween, and someone assumed he was dressed as some 90s character because he was wearing a hat. And just a whole 90s looking outfit. It was really funny.
I have a buddy who has a friend who has a coworker who has a hat that says Banff on it. You know, the Nightcrawler Banff. But that guy doesn't know it's a Nightcrawler Banff. He thinks it's the Pulp Fiction thing.
Oh. That's a cool hat, but it's less cool if you don't know what it is.
Yeah, he thinks it stands for something else.
Oh.
He doesn't know there's like a Marvel TM next to it.
See, Eric, this is fun. this is funny because Bulk has an allergy.
Sure. Yeah, let's laugh at their. We really are just the bullies, aren't we? We just they have something wrong with them.
They're not perfect like us. We don't need.
They're weak.
We don't need classes or.
Well, Billy needs glasses.
Drugs or see, I'm not convinced of that. He doesn't later.
That's true.
I don't know if he got corrective surgery. I don't know if he's wearing contacts. I've no. Maybe they do mention he's wearing contacts. I forget now.
It's the Spider-Man thing, right? It just took him longer to notice that he didn't need his glasses. Because Peter Parker wears glasses for like 8 issues,
and then never again.
Yeah.
That is the best part. I get really excited
How do you
about
recycle flowers. Like in a compost.
You put them in a hat. You put them on shirts.
You put them in a vase for like 2 days and then they die.
That is a good question. Now DJ, once again, your rabbit room is not messing up on you. That's what it looks like. That was slow motion.
So weird when they choose to use that.
David says Tommy looks like he's dressed as the kid from Turbo. If it was all blue, yeah, sure.
This is cool though. Our first putty fight in the
juice bar.
The juice bar. I wish they used like the weights and stuff more.
Does anybody else think they just didn't actually get enough footage here, and that's why some of this is in slow motion?
They want it to feel more intense. It should feel more intense than it does.
I'm gonna do the rest of this commentary.
I mean, Tommy's really intense right now.
Yeah, his face. Why are we so close up in this fight? It's like a modern fight scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not a tiny room.
Well, they kicked that guy like 4 times.
Shoot. So they're failing right now at that video game level where you have to stop the bad guys from destroying a thing, right? Protect the float. Good one, Jason. DJ.
It's a very special episode of Power
Rangers. No. Eric is making fun of Kimberly's misfortune.
Oh, you should have Freddie watch this episode.
My 3-year-old only laughs at people's misfortune. And so as soon as the putty kicked over the float, he would just be losing his mind.
Look, I know you're a teenager right now and your body's just like a mess of hormones and like you can't control yourself, but this doesn't matter.
But she worked so hard on it.
Oh man, look at Jason. He's cosplaying as
Super Mario?
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
Specifically the movie version.
I didn't mean to step on you, but I wanted to say that 2 minutes ago.
Hey, Cap.
You get Smallville flashbacks yet, Cap? Yes, I am. Sorry, what, DJ?
Is that movie you just watched with Amy Jo Johnson in it kind of make this weird at all?
A little bit, yeah.
Did you watch a movie with Amy Jo Johnson?
I did, yeah. Interstate 60, that movie I told you about, it's got a bunch of really cool cameos in it, and she's one of them.
Does it have as many cameos as Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Yes, more.
Oh, okay.
Because they're intentional. Okay. It's almost a bunch of vignettes, and so we just keep meeting people. Yeah, because it's a road trip thing. But yeah, that's that movie I told you about. That's directed by the other writer of Back to the Future that never directs.
Oh, yeah. I know his name.
His
he
name's
went to
just
Batman
not
comics.
right away coming. Yeah, I know it, but I'm thinking Power Rangers right now. That was weird. That almost looked like it shot out of Finster's machine.
See, like if you took that guy's head and put it on the clown monster, the
Bob Gale,
the Pan Octopus or whatever,
then it would look better.
It would look better.
I agree. Jeffrey, I assume your 3-year-old has a German accent and monocle as he laughs at people's pain.
No, I mean, it's more obnoxious than that. Not just the wrong word. It's more giggly than that.
So this is going to show us Tommy's amazing ingenuity. He's like, I've got an idea. He's not going to tell us what it is yet. Spoiler alert. He's going to rebuild the float, you guys.
You should get Freddie a monocle, though.
That's
a thing that needs to happen.
He would look great with a monocle. Freddy,
so
and I know this goes live officially on the channel in a couple of months, but Freddy turns 4 next week.
Yeah, I just saw that picture you posted. He's so old already. That's crazy.
He's bigger, yeah.
Man, you sound real confident with that.
That's why I love him so much. You can't just send some putties after a float in slow motion and expect us to take it lying down. You're gonna lose.
He just sounds beaten and broken.
He does this every week. He doesn't remember the last time he did his homework.
Where's Tommy?
He ran off to work on the float.
Oh yes,
because we don't have
because we don't have footage for him until the end of the episode.
Can you imagine your friends are off fighting a big monster and you're putting flowers on a thing?
Well, you're providing emotional support. That's a valuable job.
And you, as the Green Ranger, as the most important character on the show, realize that this monster is just easy and they don't need you.
In retrospect, how is the Green Ranger so popular? He's never there. You'd think the black guy's never there.
It's just a big deal when he shows up. That's why.
He's not as good as the other one.
We're just always waiting for him, you know? It's Morphin time, DJ. Happy birthday to Freddy. Thanks, Cinematographic. David, does Tommy get upset about becoming the White Ranger and having to buy a whole new wardrobe? We talked about that a couple episodes ago. No, he doesn't bring it up there. He brings it up when he's the Black Ranger, when we're a little bit more self-aware.
Well, and doesn't he like switch to white? Like, isn't all the scenes we see with him right before he becomes a White Ranger, he's wearing white already?
That's consistent with his wardrobe before he was already wearing all green before he was the Green Ranger too.
Yeah. It's a suit. They're not even to you yet. Calm down.
Thomas Edgehill says he started watching us a little less than 4 years ago. So his viewership on the channel is about the age of Freddy.
Oh, wow.
Thanks, man. It's awesome.
What do you guys think about William Parcells' question?
Green Ranger versus White Ranger suit? What, like, which one's better?
I mean, I like the Green Ranger. I know you're a White Ranger guy.
Mostly just nostalgia. That was the season I watched religiously, and he was such a big deal.
There's just something about throwing that gold vest on that just makes that suit pop so much better.
And it's got the best helmet.
Yeah,
Green Ranger?
Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
of,
Red Ranger
of
helmet.
them. But it looks so good in green.
I know.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Nah, he's just cooler.
Yeah, I like green. I don't like, and I don't know if it's just because that's the season I didn't grow up with, but looking back at the Sentai for that season, I don't like the suits.
Cap has that too. I showed you the pictures. Like, the White Ranger doesn't fit with them at all. I was like, but he was made in that season.
The Gold Ranger at least sort of looks like another Zeo suit.
Well, yeah.
Like, I get that it's not in that season, but so it's not fair, but they go together.
No, I actually like the suits for that season. I think.
Well, Cinematographic, the Green Ranger and the White Ranger don't team up because they're the same guy, and one was built after the other one was destroyed. That's why.
They fight each other once in Dino Thunder.
Yeah.
They do it in Mighty Morphin too, right? Doesn't he fight the Green Ranger?
Yes, he does.
I thought so.
He sure does. I think that might be Return of the Green Ranger. I don't remember. I don't know episode titles of the show real well.
It's either Return, Revenge, or Curse of the Green Ranger.
It's not Halloween, Aaron.
It's also not the Pink Panther, which are the title of all the Pink Panther sequels.
Right.
Return, Revenge, and Curse of the Pink Panther.
Well, he came back for the Megazord fight.
Well,
you're right. He jumps in right at the end.
Yeah.
I recently watched the Pink Panther. Have you guys seen the original?
I actually have never seen it.
Not in a million years.
Oh, I was going to say something about the ending, but I don't know. I won't bring it up.
Is it worth watching?
Yeah, it's not at all like there's no way a series. You wouldn't think a series would come out of the way that movie ends. It's really weird.
Does anyone die?
No, but
does the Pink Panther die?
Is it like beneath the Planet of the Apes?
He's completely useless, but he doesn't like redeem himself in the end. He completely loses and gets put in jail at the end, and the villain gets away. It's really weird.
Yeah, Ciro, that's right. It was Clone Tommy, that White Ranger, Green Ranger thing.
Also, the other thing that puts the Green Ranger above the White Ranger is the Dragonzord is so much cooler than Saba.
Yeah, and again, I have a lot of nostalgia for that, but I won't begrudge you that. That's definitely true.
I mean,
It
a lot
would
of
have been
that's
cool to see them fight somehow.
a lot
though.
of that's because Mechagodzilla is my favorite Godzilla monster.
And he's just a Mechagodzilla.
He's just Mechagodzilla.
And we were talking about this before. Do you agree with this? Or maybe we've talked about this too, Eric. But we were watching Green with Evil earlier, and when we first, and of course they use the stock footage over and over again, but when we first see the Dragon Sword, it's about Godzilla quality from like movies they were making around that time.
Right with breaking the buildings and stuff.
Yeah, I think it looks about as good.
Well, yeah, that's why we only showed like the 30-second clip we have of it over and over and over again. As I recall.
That's exactly what we do. Do you remember the part
where... Remember in the Sentai footage, as we saw, behind those buildings are people like getting hurt and stuff? Do you remember that? I
do. Thomas Etchell, does everyone turn to wood? No, they don't turn to wood. Back Studio says the Peter Sellers movies were phenomenal. Yeah, why isn't he already doing that? Track it.
He seems to be in Japan.
William Purcell says, oh my god, I never realized the Dragon Sword is Mechagodzilla.
Really? He's even got the missile fingers. Although Mechagodzilla doesn't have a drill tail.
The drill tail is pretty cool.
The drill tail is really cool.
Do you like Dragon Sword's warrior mode?
Not as much as Dragon Sword, but yeah, it's cool.
I think it looks good with the Megazord.
Yes.
I think that looks great.
Yeah, they've been using that like crazy ever since we got it.
Do you think they do this kind of thing in one take every time? Vulcan Skull.
No, they probably give a couple different readings.
So what did the flowers do to you?
They just like get you.
They got teeth.
That's pretty horrifying.
Except
man, put it on him. He's not a good friend at all.
Yeah, he's a horrible friend.
Although he's got some killer shades.
But they get bullied all the time, so you can understand how they've gotten this way.
You know what I love about a Skull is that he's clearly modeled fashion-wise after Sid Vicious, and I think that's hilarious.
You said that. I never noticed that because I just didn't know what he looked like that well. Did you notice that so you were like, oh, the teeth are terrifying. Yeah, except they're just plastic vampire teeth that you buy at a novelty store.
Well, yeah, but like, go watch the episode of Goosebumps. It's just like plastic skulls that you can buy at Spencer's.
That's true. It is. But I don't think I've ever seen those plastic teeth used in a TV show.
Hey, this is American footage because that gold shield doesn't look as good.
That's right. Yeah, we've talked about that.
We're talking about. I'll take a White Ranger over that one. That looks terrible.
You know what's also cool when the Red Ranger gets the gold shield? It immediately, all of them should get gold shields. It makes that suit look so much better.
Yeah, that was the one cool thing about that was one of the cool things about the fan film is that it's like a force field that they just all have, or some of them. That was kind of cool.
They do it with Black Ranger one time.
Yeah.
In an episode that kind of doesn't deserve it. It's not a big deal episode.
I don't even remember.
And Imagine Next, the company that makes those little toys that Jason and Freddy play with, they put that one out. They've got a Red Ranger with the shield, and they've got a Black Ranger with the shield.
I bet that looks great.
It does. It's cool
because the gold and black, obviously, they just go together. Like green and red.
I don't think yellow is cool.
Alpha, come show up at the juice bar and I guess they're not at the juice bar. Okay. Is that Billy's garage? Or is that
the cleanest teenager's room ever?
Yeah, but
that a lot of open space.
Yeah, that's got to be a garage, right?
I don't know, because remember, we don't know what is Billy's lab and his room.
It's a garage door.
It's Billy's lab and the and the lab at the school.
I brought that up the other day. Yeah. I can't wait to get to that.
His hand is stuck to it because it is glue.
I'm really glad you explained that to me. I wouldn't know I was supposed to laugh. Cinematographic, count the number of times in the show the gold shield is used by the other Power Rangers besides the Green Ranger. Well, it's only those other 2 times, yeah.
We can do that now.
Not hard to count. Yeah, we just did it.
I am surprised.
Did it for you.
In all the return stuff, we never give any of the newer Rangers the gold shield. That could be cool.
That could be really cool. Tommy shows up just to do that.
I want it to
Jason David Frank just keeps guesting in episodes to go, you know what? You're in really bad shape. You need my shield.
I want it to be the Dino Charge Rangers because they already have a vest. I want it to go on top of their vest.
No, Cap, it would look so good on the Zeo Rangers because they already have gold.
That's true.
Yeah, that would look pretty cool. I mean, yeah,
Rangers, I
you'd
would
think
look
that on
best
top
with
of
that.
a vest would look silly, but then Megaforce had a mode for a Six Ranger where you just had all the helmets on the outfit.
Well, that's not their fault. That's the Japanese. It looks great.
Nothing is dumber than that. It is horrifying. It looks like a horror film thing. Where it's like, are the souls of those people in your shield?
What's weird, because everyone that made that show was incompetent, didn't care. So what's weird is on all of those Six Rangers is they have the like Robo Knight, even though Robo Knight is still running around as a character in that show.
Yeah, because they're supposed to be like legacy morphs. They're supposed to be old morphs. You wouldn't be able to morph something new.
Well, because he's from the immediate previous season. He's the Six Ranger from Megaforce.
Yeah.
So in Super Megaforce, he's still running around as a character, but the Six Ranger has him on his chest. It's dumb.
I wonder what stock parade this was.
It's so weird seeing Tommy before he gets his signature hair with this like mullet thing he's got.
He's kind of got a mullet.
Yeah.
Zero, Megaforce, you incompetent
He's
garbage
just got
pile.
hat hair right now.
Yeah. Hat hair mullet. Wouldn't it be really funny, DJ, if this entire episode was just them pretending like they didn't care about the float? And then at the very end, no, psych, we did care about your float.
Does he have a bandit on his glasses? Yes, he does. That's great. What's weird is last time we saw them, Skull had glasses, and now Bulk has glasses, but they're not the same glasses. These are the kinds of insights I bring to the episodes I'm on.
Yeah, we really flounder without you, Eric. We do. That's a lot of popcorn.
I mean, it's for like 5 people. Although Billy does seem to be bogarting it.
It's true, but it seems like they just got a bowl of popcorn to watch.
Oh man, Frankenstein's next.
To watch a oh yeah,
who we just squandered.
Halloween episode.
Hey, that's awesome because we just had Halloween. It's really sad we couldn't have lined this up for Wednesday, but at least Eric gets to be here for it.
I know this doesn't matter to anyone watching this not live, but does it feel like Halloween didn't end? Like I'm still very much in a Halloweeny mood.
As am I. Yeah,
okay.
I think I just got in a groove where I can't get out of it.
I mean, I have that throughout the year more than most people. Like I'm always in the mood for like gothic castles and vampires and Frankensteins, but you know,
I think it's also because it happened in the middle of the week instead of like on the weekend.
Why can't it be one of those like always on Fridays holidays?
You want it to be like Thanksgiving. It's just always on a particular day of the year.
In a perfect world, it should always be on Saturday because I think it's obnoxious that children don't get Halloween off.
Yeah.
So just have it be the last Saturday of every October.
And that you have towns that are worried about kids being out after dark, and so they move the night you trick or treat anyway.
Yeah.
And if enough places did that, yeah, we should have it on a different day.
Just have it be the last Saturday of October.
Yeah. I like that idea. This is why we should be in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
I also think Halloween should be an excused holiday, period.
So I said a couple of mediocre episodes because I didn't remember what Life's a Masquerade was. We'll see if this is mediocre or not. I don't remember this right off. I mean, I remember there was an episode with Halloween stuff, but I don't remember what exactly happens to them. There are... we do the Halloween thing several times in Power Rangers. Naturally.
We do it several times in Mighty Morphin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we do a haunted house one. Like we do some stuff like that that's not just, straight up on Halloween. If you're watching this after the fact, make sure to get to episode 25 of season 1. It's Life's a Masquerade. We are getting close to the halfway mark. We'll hit it next week, DJ.
Man, we're flying through this.
We are. It's really exciting. All right, guys, get ready to press play when I say now. If you're watching live, just look at the rabbit room and you'll be able to see exactly what I am playing. Here we go. Everybody, please press play right now.
So you guys have fixed Easter. You've fixed Halloween. What's next?
We got the Easter Phoenix.
Yeah.
We got the day Halloween should be. Boy, we're rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if we can improve Christmas. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We can't force these things. They kind of just come up.
So if it was 9,000 years, would it not be time to conquer Earth?
I think it's only time to conquer Earth because some some people went on the moon. Some astronauts went on the moon and got her
Oh,
dumpster out.
We overshot it. We have to wait another 9,000 years before it's time to conquer Earth.
I think those are just two unrelated statements that she says back to back here.
I don't think there's a period in between them though, or a comma, at least in the subtitles.
I want to redo this. We're sort of every 10,000 years. That is horrifying.
That is horrifying. It's crying black.
No, but seriously,
we get black balloons again. Sorry. What
Oh, that's a cool Dracula.
It would be cool if it was like a 2001 thing where they go to the moon because she sends out like a signal or something.
Yeah.
And there's like a medieval Rita and a Dark Ages Rita, and like this whole legal battle about whether they can coexist.
Right, and we're told that they're only supposed to show up every 10,000 years, but they do it every 3,000 years just because different periods of shows is pretty cool. And
oh, here's your favorite.
We want a samurai Rita and a cowboy Rita, even though they kind of exist at the same time.
She strings them along, and then when they're dating, she does all this.
Girl, Cheryl Saban. Did you see that?
But you had to be a Saban if you got to write the show, and you're a female.
Maybe so. I
wonder
what Cheryl Saban is up to.
Is she related to Haim Saban?
They had a misfortunate accident. Let's laugh at them. We're not the bad guys.
How are they bullies?
How are the Power Rangers not the bullies? That is my question.
You look like a ghost.
They're just so mean to them.
So yeah, we were talking about before you got here, Eric, a whole bunch of different themes of Power Ranger shows that haven't been done that would be cool, and one of them that came up was Medieval Force.
Oh yeah,
we liked that. My
idea Force isn't really medievally.
My idea was do a like noirish show in like partial black and white.
There's a Kamen Rider Double is kind of a noirish show. It's not really shot like noir, but it's like a detective thing.
That's fun.
We can do something like that. Hey.
Oh, good. Get down there. We've used that shot before, DJ.
That monster.
Get them.
Is this a Sentai monster? Because it looks terrible.
I'm pretty sure what we're seeing now is
that's
American footage.
Okay.
That's a great costume. He's Sherlock Holmes. That's great.
Yeah,
they have really good costumes.
I talked about this in the rewind where I tried to figure out like if each of these actually reflected their personalities in any way.
I think it reflects,
because I love reading into stuff too much.
I think it could reflect what they think their personality. Like you could read into Jason as like, well, he's a guy that likes to help the poor and the innocent, and this is not okay for a children's
It's not.
show.
That's messed up.
And they knew that while they made it.
That was probably his idea.
Oh, they're doing a couple's costume. That's adorable.
People are making fun of Bulk in the comments. Cheryl Saban is a psychologist, also worked for the United Nations. Is it the same Cheryl Saban, though? Because that's amazing.
That's legitimately funny.
Yeah, it is.
Elvis and old Elvis.
That's another thing I talked about in the rewind, is that if you ever get legitimate pop culture references, it only ever comes from Bulk and Skull, and it's real rare. Look at the hot dog on the wall!
Is that the room?
The milkshake, the neon milkshake.
There's a neon milkshake!
God, his room is cool.
He has a cool room.
Yeah, okay, so this is American Frankenstein. We will see Japanese Frankenstein, who in Japan is evil Lord Satan and has 3 separate forms that we'll just use as different monsters.
Oh.
And one of them is Frankenstein?
Frankenstein gets a 3-parter.
That Catwoman costume's pretty cool.
Oh, hey, they're both like
girl.
African, or the size of African, Egyptian.
Egyptian?
Is it Egyptian? Maybe she's African, he's Egyptian, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think she's doing an Egyptian thing. I think that was maybe more of like a gypsy thing.
Oh, okay.
That's a cow.
I guess Egypt's in Africa. Yeah. Wait, they dressed as punks?
Which is really funny. We basically just wore what we always wear. No, I was like that. I legitimately like this. I like Alpha just showing up. I think it's kind of fun.
Trini's costume is...
Jeffrey says that is the same person. The woman that worked for the United Nations wrote this episode.
Wow.
According to Jeffrey.
Wow.
David said that's Frankenstein's monster. No Monster Squad membership for you.
Actually, there's a whole thing about this. If you read the novel, like, he is a Frankenstein. The whole point is that he is his son. Calling the monster Frankenstein is not incorrect. I know that we like to correct people because we all like to be snobby and whatnot, but calling Frankenstein's monster Frankenstein is not incorrect because there's a whole legacy thing and lineage, and it's a thing.
Yeah, if you're just looking at the book, it's wrong.
No, even in the book, because he calls himself his son. Like, he is.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, no. Even in the book, like,
yeah, that's fair. But he never really takes a name.
But he refers to him as his father. But yeah.
But now you're working on sort of a technicality. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but he doesn't have a name. He's Frankenstein. He's Frankenstein's monster. He's the creature. He is.
Yeah.
He actually never gets a name in anything, really. He's just Frankenstein or Frankenstein's monster or the creature.
No, I don't agree with that. I think your costume, specifically, Zach, is better than that Frankenstein costume.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's better than the Frankenstein costume. It's not better than it's a Frankenberry costume, though. It's a much better Frankenberry than is a.
But you hear what Zach said? Zach's like, he's going to win the costume contest for sure. I'm like, no, there are better costumes than that.
I mean, he's at least committing to the.
Okay, but is it a cosplay contest or is it a costume contest?
Okay, but that suggests she's dressed up as Bride of Frankenstein. She is not. Also, that's more evidence that he can be called Frankenstein because it's the Bride of Frankenstein. It's made for the monster.
Okay, that's the best argument I've heard.
Yeah.
No, I like that. I'm more inclined to be with you on it now that you've said that. I'm glad you're here for this episode because I wouldn't have had anything to say about the Frankenstein thing at all.
Yeah,
He's just using this as an excuse to talk about Frankenstein.
It is interesting he has the bolts because those are legally copyrighted by Universal. Because obviously no other version of that before the Universal movie has the bolts. But maybe they've just lessened up on that.
Are they just hoping they'll avoid copyright infringement, or they just don't know about it?
Yeah. Because I mean that's the thing when Hammer starts making Frankenstein movies, he's like they are not allowed to have the flat top, the bolts, so they have to do other things. So,
but he is blue instead of green.
That's true.
Mr. Roboto says Bizarro is a Frankenstein in some versions. Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. What was that take? Should I go save them? It's Broken Skull.
You know, I kind of like the idea that the Rangers think that this might be Tommy because legitimately, I don't know if right away you could tell. Like it does look like like from a distance it could be.
I also like that in universe this monster looks so cheap they think it's a Halloween costume.
Yeah, this premise only works because this monster looks awful.
Same thing with Alpha, and Alpha doesn't look awful, but you could see that as a Halloween costume.
I don't know if I could see it as a Halloween costume in like 1991. I could see it as a Halloween costume now.
But you've seen people do pitch perfect Daleks and stuff.
Yeah.
Here's that cave that
they're patrolling Manhattan right now.
Yeah, they really like this. That's a cool shot.
See, and now we've got a slightly better version of that costume.
But only slightly. They did an okay job though.
They did.
Trying to match it. Do you think that's one where they got any of the parts, or did they completely remake it from the ground up?
I wouldn't think so, because that looks like a much more fragile costume, a much more specifically designed for the person's face costume.
Now that I'm looking at it again, I think you're right. Do you know that for sure?
I don't
mean this specifically, but do you know for sure if they were getting costumes yet from the Sentai shipped over, or does that not happen until later?
I'm almost positive at least Pudgy Pig is, so that makes me think.
That was the one I was thinking of. I would have figured they remade that.
I think.
Okay, so I was right about that. Cheryl Saban is married to Haim Saban.
Okay.
Oh, man. The bolts actually do something.
Yeah. The nunchucks, obviously.
It's kind of cool that he had his wife write an episode, because he creates this, but he never does anything really creative on it.
Haim Saban's more of a big picture kind of a guy.
Well, and he's a giant mogul, you know? Like, he's a business guy.
Was it weird that they have like really modern security like lasers in their cave? Did you see that?
Well, I mean, they have advanced science, right? Oh man,
they have advanced magic science. That's amazing. Look, it's Rita and the giant peach.
But
no, she's Ultron. she's gonna make a second impact.
Oh. Angel Grove is the new Sokovia.
What if she rose up and she was like, "What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age!" And then she just meteored the Earth like that. Oh man! So
this episode does feel way bigger than I remembered it.
Well, that's because it's a 3-part epic in the Japanese version.
Wow.
But no, this is a great time to bring this up. So I found out recently on the omnibus this week for the people watching now, months ago for the people watching later. I'm going to talk about a new dub for Vampire D, and I was looking at the cast for the old series, and the main girl in that. I was looking at the voice actress, and you know what she mostly does after that movie? The voice of Rita for like all of Mighty Morphin. Didn't know that. Can't hear it in their voice at all. It's great. So yeah, if you've ever seen the original dub of Vampire D, the chick in that, the main chick, is
that's really cool.
It's the same voice as Rita.
And I'm fuzzy on whether or not that's. I forget like when we get an American one later where we actually see her, is it the same person or is it a different actress?
So
because I met one, but I don't think it's the voice actress.
So I thought when we got a real actress, she just did the voice. Apparently, she's also dubbed. So the actress is not the voice actress.
Okay,
that's what.
So I've met what you see on screen in season 3, but not the voice. She's also been in Morphin Mania, but I didn't see her then. Okay, it's Morphin time. It's always funny when they do it in costume, when they're wearing some other crazy costume.
But yeah,
they just yell Power Rangers for branding. I mean, the monsters all know they're Power Rangers.
Frankenstein's Ranger is like Great Lord Satan or Demon Lord Satan or something like that.
Yeah. Right,
really
because he's fighting the Megazord, which is God.
Yes.
I'm sorry, what, DJ?
It's really weird seeing like a martial artist version of Frankenstein.
Oh, that's nothing. So there's a kaiju movie with a giant Frankenstein. And
this is crazy.
And in I believe it's Germany, it might be Russia. All of their dubs of a lot of kaiju movies are Frankenstein movies. So it's like it's Frankenstein, but he looks like King Kong. Like they say he's Frankenstein and things like that. It's very strange. Because I'm pretty sure Godzilla vs. King Kong is Godzilla vs. Frankenstein in whatever country that is.
DJ, remember when David was complaining that we were calling something the financial district that couldn't possibly be the financial district? He now says this is obviously in the financial district. Cinematographic Frankenstein, no kung fu.
Frankenstein, get him now! Get him now!
That would be sweep out of the legs! Knock him down. And then it's going to be up to Kimberly to save the day.
That's part of their honor code.
He's like programmed not to attack yet. It is weird seeing a Megazord fight Frankenstein. I wish we did more of this kind of thing.
I'm sure if you go back to like the earliest Sentais, most of the monster fights are like this.
If you did like a wizard, because there's so much Wizard of Oz stuff in the show, it's just you're fighting the lion, the cowardly lion.
Yeah,
he's just like.
Do a Dragon Zord versus creature from the Black Lagoon.
Well, at least that's a monster too. It's not just like a guy in makeup.
No, Cap, we got to do the Invisible Man.
So I had this idea.
Amazing.
So we were talking about like a monster Power Rangers, like a horror Power Rangers, and we were like, well, you could have a Dracula one and a mummy one, and then I was like, what if you just had like your 6th Ranger was the Invisible Ranger, and stuff just got like monsters just got kicked over, like you never actually saw him, and when he morphed, he just disappeared.
Like in Dino Thunder.
No, except there wouldn't be a suit.
Well, because he was invisible and they could morph into a suit, right?
Right. Yeah, he never fought invisible.
It'd be the opposite.
That's right. You'd see him, and then he would. Right. No, you're right. He was invisible.
But sometimes maybe you could wrap him in bandages, then you wouldn't know if it was the Mummy Ranger or the Invisible Ranger.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I want to do that. And then I was like, oh, I could shoot that show, the Invisible Power Ranger show. You just make the monster suits, and every fight they just get knocked over. Like, make my monster grow. You have a Megazord, and you have like buildings, but you don't have a Megazord. You just have the monster.
But who would the Monster Rangers fight?
That is so beautiful. I don't know. That's a good question. Mr. Roboto says Oh no, I'm sorry. Cinematographics says Stealth Rangers. That's good. Yeah, Stealth Rangers.
Or it could be like, because a lot of times Power Rangers are
Stealth
like
Force.
anachronistic, where it's like a bunch of dinosaurs fight a bunch of Wizard of Oz themed monsters.
Yeah, it's just two random themes that you.
Yeah, so like the monsters,
Bolt
like the Monster Rangers can fight anything.
Yeah,
They can fight dinosaur monsters,
sure.
ninja villains.
I'm gonna go military.
Oh no,
It's monsters versus the military.
or like plants. It could be plants. Plants versus monsters.
Yeah, sure.
I thought you said
Sword.
I heard France, not plants.
Oh, well, yeah. That's right.
Power Rangers.
French. Sneaky fits it all, baby.
Europe Force. Europe Super Force. That's the second season of Europe Force.
The evil council are aliens.
DJ is doing it again. He's mixed it up by the tail.
That's pretty awesome.
Why is Frankenstein beating two giant megazords?
And you'll never, because he's the Great Lord Satan.
He's doing really well. Oh, I keep forgetting that in the Sentai he's actually like the main villain, or not the main villain, but a major villain.
Big deal. Yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
So
this would be like if Master Vile showed up. Like
things like picking up the dragon sword by the tail and swinging around. That's the kind of stuff you can never replicate with CGI.
Mm-mm.
Where I'm like, look, they took like a dude in the suit. They like hoisted him up, moved him around.
It wouldn't look like it was really there, and you can't replicate the silliness of it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't make it the same level of absurd.
But also like the artistry, where I'm like, that's really cool that they did that with a guy in a big bulky suit.
And this is the second time they've done it. They've picked it up twice now.
Yeah, the Rangers picked it up.
Ciro, will Euroforce team up with France 5? France 5. Yeah, it's crazy the scale of this episode because we gave it just like a real, throwaway plot.
Yeah, but we have a bunch of episodes like that where I'm like, this is really important. In this episode, in the Powers episode, it's nothing.
Look at the hole in him.
Put a hole in him.
Yeah, so that
Exactly.
would be him transforming. That's why he like broke like that. Is he was gonna burst off. He's gonna have a second form. You'll see that later. He's got like a scary head.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Is that?
It's got like a nail in it or something.
I'm trying to remember. Is that one of the Lothar episodes?
Maybe.
I forget. Is it Lothar or Lokar? I can't remember. Lokar. Is it Lokar? I can't remember. I was going back and forth on this earlier. One of them is a Space Ghost villain, and one of them is a Power Rangers villain.
Well,
it's
and
Lothar in this.
Yeah, and Lothar is like Satan.
Satan. Yeah.
Maybe Frankenstein isn't Great Lord Satan. Maybe it is Lothar. Frankenstein is something.
I thought Frankenstein was Lothar.
Maybe that is it. Maybe his final stage. But he's a big floating head. It's been a while since I watched G Ranger. Since before I moved here.
Yeah, when he's a big floating head in the sky, and see that is gonna be Tommy.
Do you think it was him the whole time? Not in continuity, but do you think they had Jason David Frank?
No, it was clearly a different guy.
Okay.
Yes, I want to think it was him the whole time.
So do you think...
Who was in the Dragon Zord?
To read into their costumes for a moment. So Kimberly's a princess, and Trini is potentially a Indian princess. Is she? Is that we're just like, well, we know what Kimberly is, and like Trini's kind of like that, but different. Is that what we're doing with that?
You could say it's because she's all about nature and helping
animals.
Cinematographic says Moltar, Zarek, and Brack. Yeah, I know about them, but there's another guy named, I think, Lokar, who doesn't show up as often. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks a lot for watching. We sure appreciate it. Eric, thanks for joining us. We will be back shortly, folks. For those of you watching live, DJ and I will join you again next Wednesday, and we are looking forward to more. The next episode on the docket is gonna be Gung Ho, and then it's the Wheel of Misfortune, and after that we'll have the two-parter Island of Illusion, which is not as exciting as it sounds. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching, folks. We sure appreciate it. We will see you again next time. I was Captain Logan. This is Eric, and that was DJ.
Bye.
See you next time, guys.
See you later, folks. Bye, everybody. And thank you guys live for joining us for this longer batch. We sure appreciate it. Bye, folks.